transfers were already paid at the last meeting, and this was overflow of things such as mileage, to safety, or expenses. That's the only one that's not there.
All right, let's open the meeting up at 7:04. Say the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, Joe, we have a couple of transfers. This is actually what we need about. We have the final transfers we want to do for year ends, or on last year's budget.
Unfortunately, it's not year end, we have our attorney bills, and that's the last one in December, so we're gonna try to close out tonight, but Mr. Tremor, we're not in December.
I saw it today. I think I probably have it for tomorrow.
Mr. Townsend in there.
Doesn't get paid.
100%.
Donation of
I
services.
think something is, pretty good.
All right. Favor? That motion went there.
So I appreciate everybody coming in today. Typically, we're gonna try to move forward. These will be workshop or agenda meetings. Tonight, we have some final town board business, so bear with us, and we'll wrap this up pretty quickly, hopefully. So one of the transfers we have to do, is a general fund transfer for 2011. We're looking for the town to approve a transfer of $28,415 from the following accounts. Basically, this is for the Schenectady County Highway plowing from the date of 1/1/11 through 6/30/11. And then an additional $297 for additional court security costs. So, do I have a motion?
Vouchers, Todd hasn't gotten to see him, are you still
Oh,
looking
sorry.
there?
Well, the first ones we actually looked at last meeting. Yes, I have.
Are these ones that we already
The top one.
voted on?
Did you sign?
The top one, yes.
Did you look at these and sign?
Yes, I'm already signed.
Lou, did you sign?
Yes.
We had an issue last time because we're starting to get rebuilt because things weren't paid because things were exchanged, so just want to make sure that everything gets signed.
So I'm looking for a motion to approve the transfer.
So moved.
Bob Meyer, first. Lou Esposito, second.
Do you want me, Councilmembers Edwards, excuse me. Esposito,
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
Everybody signed on,
Second general fund claim for 2011 account, resolution 1252. Looking for a motion for the town board to approve claim number 327 to claim 328 in the amount of $24,914.92. That was the one we just signed on top of. So, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
So Lou Esposito is first
Second.
motion, and Bob a second.
Council members Edwards.
Aye.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
Right.
2011 water fund transfer. We have a motion that the town board approve the transfer of $524 from account number 19904 contingency to account number 83104 administrative expenses, mileage, and dig safety. I guess it's a meeting. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is that Joe?
Bob,
No, the first one?
move.
Council members Edwards.
Aye.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
Should there be a resolution? Did you want to meet at 6 o'clock on the 14th?
Yes.
I should make a resolution to meet.
Sure.
Right, do I have a resolution for, well, this will be back up, so, as you know, we set the second organizational meeting for Tuesday, 2/14, in front of the typical or normal board meeting. So I'm looking, someone make a resolution, to start the organizational meeting at 6 p.m.
I'll make that.
So Bob Myers makes the motion.
Second.
And Lewis seconds.
Council members Edwards.
Aye.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes. I didn't neglect, oh, sorry,
I'm fine.
all right. To open up the meeting with public comments. Any comments from the audience?
I had one.
Okay.
I missed the last meeting, Mary Ann Jones.
Aye.
I didn't get the last meeting, but there's a few things when you were campaigning and stood on my porch and told me certain things. Now, first of all, you told me you didn't have an agenda. You had nobody in the town and you would run clean and clear. First of all, you got rid of our website guy and hired someone you know and gave him a raise of $8. Now that's, and you appointed Norm Miller as your deputy supervisor. Now, if that's not an agenda, I don't know what is. So when you campaign again, North 660 North Kelly Road, do not step on my property.
All
And
right.
if I hear you're running, I will run against you.
Well, I appreciate your coming to the meeting.
That's the only way Norm Miller was ever gonna get on that board. Ever.
Any other thoughts, comments? Yes.
Can I sit here, or do you?
No, I'll stay there.
Mary C. Reed, Dora Road. I noticed on the last meeting's agenda, there was a letter, I don't know whether it was from the DOT, but it was regarding the speeding on Darrow Road, and I was wondering if you can share some information about that. There's been some complaints about speeders on the road.
I will go look at the memo again, but the short answer is the county feels it is safe and they're not gonna make a change. And it has to be through the county. The county adjusts the speed limits. I am sure that if we petition them, we may be able to get a little more of a reaction out of it.
There's no postings on that road at this point, except for the curbs.
If it's not a posted, if it's not posted, the speed limit is 55.
That's what, I remember you telling me that.
If it's
Yeah.
not posted, then it's 55. That's what the note said from, I think it's John and Ryan.
Way too fast.
The only thing that can be done is you get a petition signed by everybody on the road, and, you know, then Mike can present it to the county again.
Yeah, if someone can help me out writing something like that, I don't know what, you know, needs to be said in it, I'll go around the neighborhood.
Just that you're requesting that the speed limit be reduced for safety reasons.
Okay.
So actually, one of the committees that we're asking Mr. Myers to chair is the liaison will be the Parker's Corner / Dow Road committee.
Okay.
Parker's Corner because of, it's unsafe, and, you know, there was the citizens of Parker's Corner came up and said, you know, how unsafe was the traffic and the hill and everything. And then part B of it, if we can get some residents from Dow Road to contribute their time to the same committee. I'm a firm believer in that the voice of the people is gonna carry a lot more weight than someone from the board just going to the county.
Okay. Yeah, I'll help out.
Um,
Be in touch with you. Thanks.
And I don't want to, you know, interrupt this complete meeting. I'd like to adjourn here in a second, but that's what I'm hoping to accomplish on these second meetings of the month would be as workshops and reporting, getting reports from the committees, you know, what the progress is, what their status is, how the town board can help, how Pete and his team could help. So that's some of the objectives for the agenda and the workshops. Any other thoughts, comments? All right. Do I have a motion to, I'm sorry.
Do they actually close the meeting because it continues to be one, doesn't it, because there's a quorum? Should they wait and adjourn after you're done?
After who's done? Is there
They're
something
gonna
else gonna be?
continue to meet.
Is there-
Agenda or workshop?
Oh, we should leave the meeting open. I don't think we should adjourn.
Oh,
We should leave the meeting open. There's no reason to do that, yeah.
All right, good, good deal.
So I didn't realize we were continuing on.
Yeah, I thought it was two, you know, it'd be two separate events, but.
No, we should leave the meeting open. Just because the meeting's open doesn't mean you actually have to act on it.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's a great segue then.
Yeah.
So, I know, Todd, let me, I guess, talk to you initially anyway, and start with you. So what I'm hoping to do here is actually, over the next few months, is to use this time on the second Tuesday, or not the second Tuesday, the second meeting of the month, to do workshops, work on, you know, resolutions we want to present to the board, you know, on a regular board meeting, form committees, ask committees to, you know, provide their updates. So that's my intention of having the meetings, you know, the second meeting, so. I don't know if you had any thoughts or anything on that.
I mean, I guess we'll have to see how, what committee's involved, and just looking at, something like what we just discussed regarding the speed limit on Darrow Road. That's a legitimate safety concern in our community. We have the Parker's Corners, that's been around for a while. If we're gonna get people kind of designated to work on those kinds of things, and they're gonna take action items away and communicate with other involved agencies and bring back feedback, I think that's a great idea.
Perfect, that's a good,
On that, the speed limit item specifically, I've worked on a few of these issues over my time on the planning board, on the town board here. I have to say, for the most part, most of them we've been largely unsuccessful in getting any commitment to get some of the changes that we wanted. I don't know if it's worth trying to engage someone from, to be part of that, from the entity that we're going to be going to be asking for something to help guide us through the process and getting them kind of bought in, so that we're not just showing up with a petition. That we kind of have them as part of the process, integrated. That's the only suggestion I have, because I was on the planning board, we tried to get the speed reduced under 20. In a section where we were creating new curb cuts for our subdivision, they did their study and said no. They just did the one on Darrow Road and said no. So it just seems like that's kind of their stock
the initial answer is.
Right, there's gotta be a different way to skin the cat, because they just kind of always say no.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when I went down to the association training, it was very brief. I talked to one of the lawyers at Lori, I can't remember her last name, but.
Mitchum.
Mitchum. And apparently there's a process, so I agree with you. You know, if we reach out, talk to certain key people, either at DOT or the county, and say, oh, this is where we want to go, this is what the citizens want to do. You know, maybe they can help us guide it, and we'll take another step, and hopefully a couple steps forward.
I mean, the bus stops, you know, several places up and down Darrell Road there. I mean, I'm sure that there's justification for it. We just gotta find a way to, and the same thing on Parker's Corners. You know, I think we just gotta find the right way to get the result that we're looking for.
So, I guess, well, maybe we'll start with you, Bob. How do you want to
Well, this is
form a
what I've
committee?
been listening to you. I've been wondering what would be the best procedure for getting the community involved, you know, through our newsletter, go door to door and let them know that we're trying to put a residential committee together and work on these issues. You know, as far as getting started with it, you know, I'm just not sure which way is the best way to go.
My suggestion would be maybe go back to the minutes when the Parker's Corner team was here, get their names maybe from the sign-in sheets, call them or drop them, you know, a letter. I can help you draft a letter and ask them for, you know, a group of volunteers. And the same sort of, Mary Sue's got some folks that she knows on Darrell Road do the same thing. And just ask them to stop down on, you know, any night. Tuesday nights, usually typically Gino and George and Dan are here. You know, they can use the conference room. Set up a camera, set up a chair, set up the secretary, and go from there. Get their ideas first, and you know, I can gladly, you know, do that and kick it off with you.
Another potential idea is to get the Shellmont School Transportation Director on board with your,
Great idea.
I'm sure that he has some political clout.
Sure, when you say school, there's some weight behind that. So let me know how I can help, Bob. I'm